Hi, so in today's video I kind of want to talk about something that I've been going through. I'm filming this way before I film my spiritual awakening video because I'm just kind of coming out of this part of the ascension awakening process, and it does happen to everyone, and it's called the dark night of the soul. And I can tell you right now that it absolutely sucks. And if you're going through it right now, I completely get it. I understand. I feel your pain and your sorrow, everything. I understand what you're going through, in and out. So what it is it's something that happens right after the awakening. My awakening was 2 years ago, on January 1st, 2016, ironically. Like, that's when I started waking up and things. Yeah. I experienced a whole bunch of bliss and everything was going right, and then around like this time 1 year ago, I started kind of falling off, well, what I felt like was falling off my path, because I'm an artist. I love to paint, I love to draw, I love to create things, and I just kind of started falling off of that, and I thought there was something wrong with me. And just recently I started like watching videos and like Googling and searching like up what was going on, and the dark night of the soul kept sinking in and like kept popping up. So I was like, I think that's what's going on with me. And it's like a breakdown of the ego. So what's happening is like the ego is breaking down. So like everything from your past that you've done, you're kind of thinking like, oh, I wish I could have changed that. Like, just, you wish that you could have changed what already happened, because, well, now you know that you create your reality, and you wish you could go back and tell yourself that. At least that's how it was for me. If it's different for you, please do comment down below. Like, don't be shy. I love seeing your comments and likes and things on my videos. It's really motivating. But like, the ego breaks down and you sort of lose your identity. The ego is your identity, is who you are. Well, who you are. But yeah. I'm sorry if the lighting is weird. It's really cloudy out. And my room doesn't get a lot of light. So I have my studio light, my above light, and the light over there on. But yeah. Anyway, you sort of lose your identity, and it's really confusing because you're like, wait a second, I was this person, now who am I? What am I doing? And it's a very dark, confusing time. For me, I suffer from SAD, seasonal affective disorder, so that makes it even tougher. Because, and you will have days where you just get up, eat breakfast, and go back to bed. Or like, you have days where you just want to hang out in bed and not do anything. And I kept like sort of forcing myself to get back into painting, and it just didn't work out. I've had days where I just went to my boyfriend's house and cried because my art wasn't up to par how it used to be. And that's the ego sort of like trapping you, like trying to get you to hang on and have everything still be the same, but in reality it's not. It's changing, but your ego doesn't want things to change. But like, the most important thing that I've recently started doing, like I would say from about like August to now, is constant meditation, because meditation gets right into your subconscious. Your subconscious is the lower part of your mind, but it's like the bigger part, and your conscious mind is like the ego sense, if you will. It's your like logical mind. If you've ever seen like the iceberg mind photo, I will post a picture so you guys could see it. But yeah, going through the dark night of the soul, it kind of like brings out a lot of things. For me, it brought up a lot of like addictive, self-sabotaging behaviors. And by addictive, I mean like alcohol and things. Not really drugs. No, I've never had that intention in my entire life, and I know I never will, but like, just things like that. So like, I got really addicted to alcohol. I mean, not like addicted, but like, I just like loved drinking, so I would a lot, and by a lot, I mean like a fucking lot. Well, for me anyway, like once a month is a lot for me, so yeah, that's the addictive behavior that, oh, now the sun decides to show up. I felt like a sense of loneliness, which I'm still kind of trying to calm. Yeah, it brought up like just a lot of bad behaviors that like I've never even had before, and like, I don't know, at the time it didn't make any sense, but now it does, because now that's kind of falling off a little bit. Like, I don't drink anymore. I hate the taste of alcohol like I used to prior, and things like that. But anyway, back to talking about meditation. So meditation, you're reprogramming the subconscious mind, and like your old self is pretty much dying, because you're kind of blossoming into this new human, this new person, this better person, and the ego kind of wants to hold you back and not allow it. So yeah, it's a really dark and scary time. I didn't have like suicidal thoughts. I just had thoughts of where like I just want to be taken out of my body and like brought home, like a sense of like homesickness. I would feel like I would want to go back to where my soul came from, and like things like that I would feel. Yeah, and I'm sure if you're going through this right now, you are most likely gonna feel the same way, because everyone goes through it, and if you don't go through the dark night of the soul, probably not going through an awakening. But like, it feels like the universe is working against you, because everything you're doing is backfiring. And your energy levels, trust me, will be kind of low. You're not gonna have the energy to do anything. I had trouble going to work in the morning. Well, I mean, who hates getting up at 6 a.m. and going to work? I do. But I love my job though. Like, working with kids is probably the most rewarding thing in the entire world. Like, the ego just, it wants to hurt you, man. It wants to destroy. In the book Ishmael that I was reading to kind of like perk myself up, it dives in through that. Like, man wants to destroy. The human ego wants to destroy and conquer. But that's not what we're here for. Like, we're not here to conquer the earth, because we're part of it. And when you're waking up, you're kind of like overwhelmed with all of these downloads and information, and you don't know how to handle it. So like, you'll deal with a great sense of anxiety and depression, because, well, you feel like you've lost yourself, one, and two, you're completely fucking lost. You don't know where you're going. You don't know where life is taking you. Yeah, it's a crazy time, but like, as you're sort of like in this state, the ego will kind of like try to fight back and try to keep you down and destroy you. My experience, my ego is very strong, because I'm a very strong-willed person, and I like to get what I want. And so for me, that leads a great sense of determination. And my ego is a huge bitchy brat. And if she doesn't get what she wants, then she's gonna stomp all over the fucking ground and like scream at the top of her lungs, that's my ego. Me, my soul, is not like that. I'm a very, very soft, gentle person. I just keep going at it until I receive it. Like, I don't stop. Like, that's not my ego. I mean, yeah. And also your social life is gonna change. The old friends that you had, yeah, don't think that they're gonna stick with you. I have one friend that woke up with me, which is kind of cool because she was experiencing these same things or similar things that I was experiencing. We are kind of going through it at the same time. So I mean, that's kind of good. So if you have a friend who you're also waking up at the same time, then good for you, because it's very comforting to know that you're not the only one going through it. And I mean, you do feel lonely, like, because your family doesn't understand what you're going through, and you're gonna fight with them all the time because you know what they're thinking. You could pick up on energy, you could, like, see things, you could sense pretty much everything. You know why they're living their life the way they are. You know why they're staying at such a lower vibration. Like, you know all of these things, and you want to, like, kind of slap them across the face and be like, oh, you know what you're doing, like, stop. But for me, I kind of use that to, like, an advantage. I try to let them kind of, like, help themselves in a way. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a different video. Sorry, I am tired. I got home from my Valentine's date night with my boyfriend really late last night. But that was fun. I'm so grateful for him. He has also been a blessing. I kind of see him as like black tourmaline in a way, because I will link my video here so you can go see why. And that is my absolute favorite crystal, so you go see why. But yeah, your social life changes. You're not gonna have the same friends. Like I said, if you do, that's wonderful, but like, yeah, your family is just gonna fight with you because they're gonna think that you're on a high horse and that you think you're holier than thou, and that you're better than everybody, but you're trying to be like, no, we're all the same, and trying to express that, but they don't see it that way because you're different. You're not the same type of human being they are. You're more technologically advanced than they are, for the most part, unless your parents are awakened hippies. Then my hat's off to you, like, you're lucky. But yeah, you kind of feel out of place. I know I do, like, a lot. So, I mean, not really in my day-to-day life. In my day-to-day life, I do feel different from everybody, but your high vibration that you're coming into is gonna repel those lower vibe people away. It's kind of like, if you've ever played Pokemon, you know, like the repels that you spray to get rid of wild Pokemon? That's sort of what your high vibration is like. It's probably like the weirdest analogy, but that's literally what it is. It's like a low vibe people repellent sort of thing. So yeah, I think I kind of want to do like this video in a few parts, like on different days, just to kind of talk about my experience. I am kind of like seeing the light, like, you're like a butterfly, you're morphing into, well, a caterpillar in the cocoon, morphing into something incredible. So yeah, we will talk about that in the next part of this video, and yeah. Please feel free to subscribe. I would highly appreciate that. Also, check out my crystal shop. I make some pretty awesome necklaces and sell some of my favorite stones. I have some bracelets coming, the ones that I wear on a daily basis. So yeah, I would appreciate if you could support me on Etsy as well, because I love making those necklaces, and I have a lot more colors and things coming. So yeah, I will see you in my next video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I love you. Bye.